What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I will be showing you guys how to install a Trigger Tech Special into a Remington 700 receiver. So follow along, and if you have any questions, post them below. If something is unclear, feel free to comment about it and let me know, and I will address it. So yeah, see how it goes. Alright, so first thing first, you will need a receiver, or in most cases a barreled action 700 obviously. Your aftermarket trigger of choice, this is the Trigger Tech Special. You will need a punch set, this is the Wheeler punch set. Also comes with a hammer and a variety of punches. And here I also have a cheap Wheeler trigger gauge. So let's get started by removing the bolt. Probably easier if it's like in a vise, but work with what we have here. Set the bolt aside. Just for all the crazy people, there's nothing in there. Let's set the Trigger Tech aside as well. Grab my punch. This is a 330 seconds punch, however you say that, but this is the one I use. So first thing first you want to do is flip this safety back so that you can have access to that pin, and you'll also have access to this pin. So what I like to do first is I always punch out the front pin first. I don't punch it all the way out. Here you'll see the whole mechanism. This is the bolt release. You push that, it pushes this out. So you don't, what I try to do is I try not to push the pins out to where all this stuff is going to fall out. So we'll start by punching the front pin out that way. So it's going to come out, this one is going to come out this way. So set that there, grab a hammer. And if you guys are wondering why this one was already sticking out, I already took it off, put everything back together just to make sure everything was working. So punch this guy out, and you'll notice that there's no movement yet, so you gotta punch it a little more. Almost there. Punched it out that time, but it's okay. So you'll see that this thing will swing out like this, and then you'll want to punch out the back pin. You'll want to punch it from the safety side, so that it comes out the opposite end to where it would hold the bolt release mechanism in place. So put this pin aside here. With the pin back here, it's actually very easy to just jiggle it out if you want to, or slowly spin it out. I usually just do it enough to where this piece will pop out, which you will no longer need. The spring for it as well will also pop out. And then you can see the trigger is about to fall out. slightly pull it out, pull the pin out slightly just so I can get the trigger out. There we go. So what you want to do is just slowly pull it out. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but you want to pull it out to where the pin will still stick in here, the trigger will fall out, and the whole bolt release mechanism will still be in place. Not that it really matters, it's just easier to put it back together in my opinion. And then this pin, just snug it up back in there like that. So this is the Exmark Pro trigger that you will no longer need, so set that aside. These pieces you do not need as well. Slide that up. So again, as you can see, now we're just left with the receiver, no trigger. We'll grab our Trigger Text special trigger. This is how it came. I didn't know it was a Canadian company, so when I purchased it, got a weird tracking number. So it comes from Canada. Took about a week to get here, and I believe I paid $189 plus shipping for this thing. So I've always been a Timney guy. If you know me, or if you've been following me for a while, you know that I've always been a Timney guy, and for this new build I figured, well, I decided to try something new. I'll see what the hype with these triggers are. So pull that out. That's all it is. I mean, first impression, looks pretty nice. So all you want to do is just sit that in here. Line up the holes. Roughly about there. And if you want, you can actually push in the rear pin to hold the trigger in place. So now it's actually in place, and the front pin you'll have to punch it in. So we'll line it up as straight as we can, and I usually just tap on it. There we go. Once it starts going, slowly tap on it. Once the pen gets to the receiver, I'll punch it in. So try to hold it so where you guys can see it. That's good. Back pin. Just want to make everything flush again. So hard to do it so it doesn't block everything. Yep, nice and flush. There you have it. Very simple. Literally takes like 2 minutes if I wasn't trying to film everything. But super simple. Let's put the bolt in there, test it out. I'm not sure what it came with from the factory. This trigger has a adjustment from 1 pound to 3.5 pounds. But that, cock it, safety, fire. Pretty nice. Yep, that's all there is. See if the bolt release works. So bolt release, this is basically an exact replica of a stock trigger, so bolt release is just where the stock one is. Comes right out. Everything works. Safety. Doesn't go off. Fire. Boom. So yeah, that's all there is to a trigger replacement on a 700 Action. If you have any questions, comments, post them down below. If you like these kind of videos, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe and help the channel grow. And yeah, I hope you guys all have a good day wherever you are, and we will see you guys in the next video.